Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. All right. Just a real quick one. I saw this video the other day, man, and you know, this is my little brother. This is my little brother, Lil Nas X, man. You know, I don't live the lifestyle he lives, man. I can't speak on it. But what I can speak on is the over sexualized, just like the Cardi B thing or the Megan Thee Stallion thing. It's just super over sexualized, and there's no separator. There's no nothing to say. Okay, at a certain age, you probably shouldn't be seeing this. We got our children at 5, 6 years old looking at stuff like this, getting sexually aroused. And my thing is, whose responsibility is it? Is it on the artist, or is it on the distribution, or is it on the label? Whose response, or is it on us as the people who are consumers to police this situation? Because it's definitely not being policed correctly. And I don't have no problem with Lil Nas X doing this thing, man, or Nicki Minaj, or Megan Thee Stallion. I don't have any problem with any of them doing their thing. What I have the problem with is that with the way these people doing it, and they're not working on a program to try to separate it from our children. And unfortunately, our children are getting mixed messages, and it's not their fault. They're being led to do these things by a greater enemy to the people. And so, unfortunately, though, black children are the ones that are being affected the most by these types of performances that are not specifically labeled, hey, this is for adults only. You know what I mean? Or something to that effect. It should be like that, because Lil Nas X, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, these people who are over, and others, City Girl, others that send these over sexualized, sexually stimulating performances to our children, so our children can get a hold of them. That's where we have the problem, and that's where, those are my sisters, this is my brother, and so I'm not hating on them. They're just expressing themselves. But at the same time, who is responsible? Who is responsible for black children? Who? Who are we going to put on the hook and say, okay, who are we going to give the gauntlet to and give the gavel to and say, you are the person that we're going to let protect black children from being sexually stimulated too early? Who? The label? The artist? The distribution company? Who? Because a lot of times the people will say, well, you the parent, you're supposed to do that. But we all know that our children have access to this. If this stuff is on regular TV and on the internet, our children have access to it. You can't watch a child every 24 hours a day. You got to go to work. You got to cook dinner. You got to do a lot of different things. So who is going to step in the gap? Who is going to step in the gap? I don't have no problem with Lil Nas X. I don't have no problem with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't have no problem with Cardi B. Personally, I don't know these people personally. I'm saying, as a business, they're being used to stimulate our children at super young ages. And that's the issue. What are we going to do about that? Or what can we do about that? See, they got us in a trick. If I say something about Lil Nas X stimulating our young children, I'm homophobic. Forget the fact that I'm saying, hey, children are just too young to be stimulated at that age. They will not let the real argument be stated. They'll just say, you're homophobic. If I say something about Cardi B, I'm hating. But I'm not saying nothing about, that's my sister. I'm not saying nothing about her personally. I don't know her personally. But I'm saying her work is being used to stimulate our children in a negative way. And if you are making millions of dollars and you got the ability to shield your child from the stuff you're doing or the stuff other people are doing, the average person out here, the average black person ain't got millions of dollars to have a maid to make sure that stuff ain't being played on the radio and then the child's not watching stuff on YouTube in another room, whatever. That's, you know what I mean? All I'm saying is, who does the responsibility lie on? Who? These are black children. You don't see any other groups of children being who's responsible? Who are we going to hold accountable for this? It's hard to discuss. It's hard to say because, like I said, if I talk about Megan Thee Stallion, oh, you hate her, you're a hater. You hate your mama, you hate this. I don't hate that chick. I don't even know this sister, man. I'm just talking purely about them over-sexualizing to our children. I don't know if that's their decision. I don't know if it's your decision to have it available for our children. But if it's not, who is it? Who is it? Who is making this available for our children to just come in and turn it on and see it without having to log in and check in and be age approved before they see any of this stuff? Who's is it YouTube? Who's responsible for this stuff? See, I just feel like our children are worth us looking into. Our children are worth us looking into it. Just finding out, hey man, who's responsible for this? Anyway, no diss to Lil Nas X. I personally don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't groove to this music, but I don't groove to a lot of different artists' music, man. It got nothing to do with him. But it does have something to do with him being homosexual, because I just don't. I'm not in that lifestyle to appreciate. I'm not in that lifestyle to appreciate that music. So obviously, that kind of music is not gonna appeal to me. But I ain't hating. Get your money, man. But come on, we have to have some responsibility for our children. So there's got to be a way to police this thing so that children that look at this stuff on YouTube have to sign in or something, man. Something that we can put a wall up so that our 5-year and 6-year-olds can't just go in and just look at something like this. You know what I'm saying? We have to do something. And I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Nicki Minaj's, this type of over-sexualized content. We got to have a way where our children aren't able to just look at it. I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. You know what I mean? Am I a hater? Am I homophobic? Am I talking crazy because I want to see black children, not be overstimulated before the age, before they're adults, am I crazy? You know what I'm saying? Because I care about black children, and I, thought it out this much. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. All right. And like I said, no shade on none of these people, man. Lil Nas X, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, or Cardi B. They're just the, standouts in the crowd. That's all. I'll just mention their names. But it's a lot of people out there with that over sexualized content. So, and that's no problem as long as there's a way for us to keep the children away from it. That's where my issue is. That's where my issue is. All right. Anyway, y'all tell me, what do y'all think? How can we police this thing? How can we get it so that, our children can't just roll up to YouTube and put in Nas X video and see Nas X, doing some crazy sex acts to the devil? Y'all tell me. All right? Or Nicki Minaj, or Megan Thee Stallion, or Cardi B doing some kind of crazy over-sexualized situation. Y'all tell me, how can we police this thing? And no hate to none of those artists. Anyway, peace. Oh, never be the aggressor, brother. Never be the aggressor.